I ate Alicia's biscuit.
And now I only have half.
Welcome back to the Ghosty Girls. Alicia's eating half her biscuit that I ate the other half of by accident.
Yeah, this bitch.
She brought me McDonald's, and my go-to is the Egg McMuffin. I'm an Egg McMuffin girl. And Alicia, she handed me what I thought was going to be an Egg McMuffin, but then it turned out to be a biscuit with an egg on it. And I was like, oh, I was literally last week talking about how I felt really fat. So maybe she was like, you don't need an Egg McMuffin. You're getting just an egg biscuit. So I ate half that. And then she looked at me and was like, are you eating my biscuit? And I did. I ate half of it. And now she's eating the other half.
Don't worry, guys. She did get an Egg McMuffin. I just handed her the wrong sandwich, and she went with it. I'm not even mad.
I did. Oh, I didn't want to be rude. I was like, maybe she's just, I don't know. Maybe she was like, she just needs an egg biscuit.
Who doesn't need an egg biscuit? They're freaking delicious.
Before we start, I would like to take care of a little business. And thank everybody for getting us to over 1,000 followers on TikTok.
That's so fun.
Yes. And special shout out to Alicia because she has been doing a lot of work on the TikTokies.
I mean, not really. I just record my dumb face saying something stupid like, holy business, it's Taylor Shabusiness.
Your face is not dumb, okay? Also, I cannot believe that Taylor Shabusiness beat another attorney.
Another one.
I hate to say this, but I feel like she's one of those people that just, she's like a rabid dog. She needs to be put down. She's just going to keep hurting people.
Yep.
Agreed. Like, you guys know my feelings, but it's to the point where she's just going to, she's fucking dangerous.
Yes, I agree.
She's dangerous. So, anywho.
Isn't that a song?
She's dangerous or something.
That girl is a... Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
That girl is a bad girl. That song, right?
That song, yeah. Not dangerous. My bad.
How does that song go?
Girl is so dangerous. That's what I wanted to
something like
say.
That.
Who sings it?
I don't even know. Well, now that we got that out of the way, today's episode's going to be a rough one.
Why?
Why not? Well, I mean, this is a murder podcast, so it's. I'm just warning you. It's going to be rough for quite a few reasons. I don't know if you've ever heard of this case before, but it is recent, so you probably have at least seen the guy's face.
Ooh.
But this is a person who changed their name like in their early 20s, so they were born a different name. So I'm gonna refer to them as their name by birth in like the first couple paragraphs of this. And then I will reveal who the person is known as now. And you'll probably be like, huh, okay.
Got it.
I'm thinking you had to have at least like seen a picture of this guy. But we'll see.
I'm intrigued, but also look what I found. It's Akon.
How did I not remember that?
I don't know.
But anyway, we digress.
Yes.
I also have some audio clips for this one that and it's you're gonna laugh. I don't want to give too much of it away. Let's just get into it. So Eric Clinton Kirk Newman, that's a mouthful right there.
Damn.
Was born on July 24, 1982 in Scarborough, Ontario, in Canada.
Can you say his name again for me?
Eric Clinton Kirk Newman. It sounds like a Seinfeld name.
That,
you know what I mean?
But as soon as I hear the name Kirk, I think of like Star Trek.
Yeah. Eric Clinton Kirk Newman was born to parents Donald Newman and Anna Yorkin. And if Scarborough seems familiar to you, no, you're not going crazy. This is the same Scarborough as Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka.
Oh,
so
for
we got to call back.
Sake.
Eric, as most of the people that we discuss on this podcast, did not have the best childhood. Shocking, right?
Not at all.
Eric's mother got pregnant at the age of 16, and the two had to obtain permission in order to get married because they were so young. They ended up living in Anna's parents' basement trying to raise a baby as a couple of teenagers, which is not an ideal situation by any means. They ended up going on to have a total of 3 children. Now, there was a ton of tension with Anna's parents because they didn't like Donald from the jump because Donald had impregnated their 16-year-old daughter, which, I mean, I get it, but like, it's also her fault too. So
yeah, it takes 2.
But yeah. Anna actually cut ties with her family for a very long time, but eventually rekindled her relationship with them as Eric grew up, much to the dismay of Eric's father. This caused Eric's father, Donald, to spiral, and he began drinking very heavily. On top of Eric's father being a raging alcoholic, both he and his mother suffered from severe mental illness. Donald began hallucinating and hearing voices and was ultimately diagnosed with schizophrenia. Anna was apparently a severe germaphobe who was deathly afraid of germs and getting sick. So she would actually like wear gloves and a mask around the house and make the kids wash their hands repeatedly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds like Brian Koberger.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anna's issues with cleanliness also, they kept her children very isolated. So she would tell them things like, you can't trust being in the outside world. It's dirty. People are dirty. The world's dirty. So it really put this idea in the kids' heads that, the world was bad. In addition to Anna's issues with cleanliness, she also insisted on homeschooling the children, and they were homeschooled up until 6th grade. The kids were also pretty much kept in the house at all times. So they didn't really have a life. They didn't have any friends. They were very isolated. To make matters worse, and this is alleged by Eric, it hasn't been confirmed, but Eric was allegedly sexually abused by one of his older cousins starting at the age of 14. Eric also spent some time with his grandmother while his parents were having issues, and his grandmother, by all accounts, was very domineering and controlling. Eric, around this time, started he actually went to a public school. So his mom stopped homeschooling when her and the father were going through like all of their marital issues. And Eric going into actual school, it was a little traumatic for him because he wasn't used to being around other children. And he was also bullied because he was openly bisexual and Scarborough was relatively conservative.
Yeah.
Classmates have actually used the word forgettable to describe Eric.
That's
just forgettable.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing noteworthy about him. He was just kind of there.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. In his teenage years, Eric, like his father, began to start hearing voices and began suffering from psychotic episodes for which he was ultimately diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Needless to say, things were a little rough for the family with everything going on, and Eric's parents ended up divorcing. Now, at this point, Eric's schizophrenia got so bad that it interfered with all aspects of his life, all of his daily activities. And it also made going to school and getting an education all but impossible. And he ended up dropping out of high school at the age of 18. So Eric has no education, no job, and he's just continuously going in and out of psychiatric institutes while living on disability.
Shouldn't he have almost been done high school at 18?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like he was probably
at
so
the finish
close.
line, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. He just couldn't do it. In 2004, Eric found a 21-year-old girl online who had the mental capacity of an 8-year-old. So he meets this mentally disabled girl online. He tricks her into a relationship. He sexually assaults her and steals her credit cards, which he then maxes out. And one awful detail about this is that he actually videotaped the assaults. And this will become a running theme.
Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
yeah.
It's not as nice as we all think.
Before the trial began, the Crown made the stunning decision to drop the sexual assault charges. He was, however, convicted of the credit card fraud. No idea why they decided to drop the sexual assault charges, but again, Canada. Like,
do better.
Get your shit together. Shortly after this incident, Eric Clinton Kirk Newman decided that he was unhappy with himself and the way he was living his life. So he decided to change his name to Luka Magnotta.
That's a good name.
It's a good name. Have you heard of it?
No.
Because this is the name he takes on. And yeah, this is the name that he's known by.
Well, I have not heard of it, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
That sounds like a super villain.
He's a super villain, all right. Take away super. He's just a villain. So Luka Magnotta, he was attempting to revamp his persona, and he wanted to give himself a little razzle-dazzle. So now I'm going to refer to him by his new legal name of Luka Magnotta. He's no longer Eric.
Got it.
Luka began to date a transgender woman named Barbie, and she soon became his girlfriend. Barbie has stated that she knew that Luka had, quote, problems, but really wouldn't elaborate any more on that. She did also say that he was completely obsessed with becoming famous and was also obsessed about his looks. He started getting plastic surgery to become even more perfect. And during this time, he began to act in gay porn movies and also did some modeling. He was even featured on the show Naked News, where he bragged about how much money he made as a male escort and how hot he was.
Okay.
Another running theme in this that you're going to find out, Luka is very vain.
I mean,
in one interview, he was like, the most important thing to me is looks first, personality second.
Yeah, no.
But try as he may, Luka was still severely unhappy in his own skin. Oddly enough, he was very outwardly narcissistic and projected a facade of being very confident and secure in himself. He quickly became absolutely obsessed with looking good and being famous, which we often see a lot in people that are narcissists. At one point, Luka even tried out for a Canadian TV show called Cover Guy, which was a reality competition in which aspiring male models would compete for cash and a modeling contract.
Okay.
And there's actually footage of his audition. And I'm going to play it for you so you can hear for yourselves how absolutely douchey Luka Magnotta is.
Eric.
So now you are going to get an idea of Luka Magnotta.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name is Luka Magnotta.
It's like a little glitch.
Magnotta.
Hi, Luka. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
We're good. So
Thank
right
you.
away, this is underwear competition. I'm going to ask you to disrobe. Take off your shirt right away.
All right, definitely.
John, how come
He's disrobing. Yeah, I can see it.
I have a very deep voice. A lot of people tell me that, actually.
So how do you do your voice so deep?
How do I do my voice so deep? Practice makes perfect, right?
You got kind of a Ryan Philippe vibe going on.
A lot of people tell me that, like, they remind me of, like, 54, that movie, you know?
Yeah, he happens to be one of my favorites, too.
Oh, really?
I think you look good. I think that your body is a little bit slim.
I used to be really overweight, to be honest. I used to be really overweight.
He was never overweight.
Really? How did you do that?
I just, like, got up every morning at, like, 4 o'clock and, like, ran constantly.
This never happened.
People would tell me, oh, stop running, and I just kept doing it, basically.
That never happened.
Oh, God, I was a lot of overweight, actually. So
He was never overweight.
So your hair color, what does that happen?
no, actually, I just got to highlight it, change things up a bit, yeah.
All right, little bit greedy. I know that when you go
It gets
swimming
worse.
a lot,
Just wait.
I notice lawns tend to go in the chlorinated water. A little bit on the greeny yellow side.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Yeah, for sure.
A little bit healthier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's a
Shine.
little bit dried up.
That happens sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I think he looks good. I think he has a chance. I'm going to give him a yes.
Thank you.
Built up, like I think.
I have no problem gaining weight. Like, I can gain weight if I need to gain weight.
I'm actually thinking more muscle
Wait.
definition. I think you do have a very nice lean.
That could happen really quickly. I can gain weight really quickly.
I'm gonna say potentially. I think you do have potential, but I'm gonna ask you to come back next year.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
This is a tiebreaker.
That is it too.
Wow. Luka, I'm surprised to see how you look, because I think you look better in person in front of me than you look in your modeling portfolio.
Okay.
I think your photos are overexposed and blown out. And
All right.
lose your bone structure, and I think you have some interesting bone structure.
David, I think those photos look good. I do. I do. I think that they look very good.
I think they look hot.
That's what attracted to. I think he looks better in the photo.
A lot of people tell me I'm really devastatingly good looking, so.
Is this a movie?
Yeah, but I think the problem is.
Show me the blue
Real
steel.
life. A lot of people have told me I'm devastatingly good looking.
Really?
So yeah, now you get the
Really?
idea of who Luka Magnotta is. It's bad.
So, do you know who Will Poulter?
No.
Will Poulter?
No, who's that?
He's the kid. Have you seen Meet the Millers? The kid with the
Yes!
eyebrows.
He looks like him.
Kind of looks like him.
Yes.
But like an ugly version.
He does. Oh
weird.
my God. Oh my God. He really does.
Yeah.
You know who a lot of people said that Luka reminded them of? Paul Bernardo.
Fucking asshole.
And he does.
He does. He's got a much more distinguished speech, because I remember Paul would talk like this and
Oh,
like that
yeah,
and all that
yeah.
other stuff. But like this guy's, yeah, a lot of people have told me that I'm like, he's like a bro
I'm
boy.
devastatingly good looking.
Yeah, bro, turn left.
He has one of the most punchable faces I've ever seen in my life, to be quite honest with you.
I looked him up
Yeah.
already, and I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll really hate him after. You'll really hate him.
I don't know.
You're
what
really
it is
going to hate him.
about his face.
Sadly, Luka was not chosen to compete in Cover Guy. So he actually tried out for yet another plastic surgery show in which people competed to win plastic surgery. Spoiler alert, he was also not chosen for that TV show either.
Darn.
Wah, wah. I'm laughing at this next part already because you're gonna fucking.
there's a lizard
you're gonna
involved,
die. There isn't.
I swear to
there
God.
isn't I'm not laughing at that. There are animals involved, and I'm not gonna laugh at that part because that's
no.
upsetting.
I'm talking specific spike iguana. That's
There
still
is-
like, I'm traumatized.
Yeah, oh God, I don't even know if I should continue then because this is really gonna traumatize you. But I'm laughing at this part because you're gonna die when I tell you this and when I play this next clip. Okay. So feeling disappointed, Luka decided to take a rather unconventional method of gaining fame and notoriety. And again, y'all are gonna fucking love this. Okay. Luka decided to call various Canadian gossip magazines and tell them that a man by the name of Luka Magnotta was dating a fellow blonde infamous Canadian. And can you guess who this person was?
Paul Bernardo.
Carla motherfucking Homolka.
Stop.
How do you like that tie-in?
Why is she considered famous?
I said infamous.
Oh.
She ain't famous.
Okay.
That bitch is infamous. So essentially, Luka made up a completely fake gossip story about himself, called the tabloids on himself, acting like he was someone else, and then was like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Why would anyone say I was dating Carla Homolka? Wah.
And then Carla said, oh my God, this guy kind of looks like Paul. Maybe I will date him.
She was like, actually, Luka, hit me up.
Call me.
In 2007, Luka actually recorded an interview with the Toronto Sun to discuss how much these rumors ruined his life. So who's ready for another Luka clip?
Me, I am.
Yep. So in this one, he's discussing the whole Carla Homolka drama that he made up about himself.
I can't. This is a good one already, girl.
Oh, this
Listen.
is a ride. This is a fucking ride.
Khaleesi's even loving it over here. She's got the tail banging the floor.
My modeling career is kind of going downhill, basically, these days, to be honest with you.
And it's all because of this whole rumor of you dating Carla Homolka. This is the thing that's...
The rumors destroyed my life, basically, and
The rumors that you made up yourself, sir.
death threats. My address is
He's
posted,
receiving
that's
death
why I had to
threats.
move.
On himself.
I want my Pomeranian back. It was taken out of my SUV. I'm about to have a nervous breakdown here. My reputation is completely ruined. I just want everybody to I want to set the record straight that me and her have absolutely no connection. I go in to see casting directors. I go in to see agents. You know, they know who I am. You know, it's all over everywhere. started being a stripper, and then basically I went from there to doing adult films, and I'm not ashamed of doing the adult films. I have a problem though with people saying those to relatives, and now nobody wants to talk to me. I don't have anybody basically. Whoever's doing this, please stop. You're doing a lot of harm.
Whoever's doing this, please stop. Also, it's me. Hee hee.
I hate this guy.
You're going to hate him even more.
All right, I'm going to do another movie reference.
Yeah.
Have you seen Idiocracy?
Who hasn't? I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Oh my God, what's that guy? Dax Shepard.
Yes.
He kind of sounds like the way that Dax Shepard talks, and he's like,
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
No shade to Dax, because freaking love that guy.
No, but he played that role very well.
Very, very well.
Yep.
Man, the references today. Callbacks to podcast and...
I know.
Woo!
I know.
Right,
It's
man.
crazy. So remember how I told you about his ex-girlfriend Barbie? So she actually told reporters that Luka was completely obsessed with Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka. And he even went as far as posting Carla Homolka fan tributes online. And they're still there. Like, you can go online. I think they're on YouTube. And he would, like, put pictures of Carla Homolka up to music and stuff.
Wow.
Even though this completely fabricated news story about him dating Carla Homolka gained a little bit of attention in Canada, it still did not catapult Luka to the fame that he thought it would. So what does he do? He decides to create hundreds, if not thousands, of fan websites about himself, numerous fake profiles, and uploads tons of photos of his head photoshopped on other people's bodies to make it seem like he has this jet-setting lifestyle. He's hanging out with beautiful people, and he's traveling all the time.
Wow.
And you guys have to Google this after this episode, because he does a really bad job at photoshopping his head on other people's bodies. Like, the skin tone of his head is totally different from the bodies. You can totally tell it's photoshopped. It's really bad, but it's also funny. Like, yeah, Alicia's Googling now. It's really, really bad.
God, I hate this guy.
Uh-huh. At one point, he actually photoshopped his head onto a dude's wedding photo to make it look like he had gotten married.
What?
He even went as far as creating a fan page chronicling his romantic relationship with Madonna. And I swear, I'm not making this up. He made up rumors online that he was in a relationship with Madonna.
I mean, listen, I'm not a fan of Madonna, but don't do that to her.
Yeah. One thing that he loved to do was create photo slideshows of these awful Photoshop pictures, and he would upload them to YouTube with the song Truth Faith by The New Order in the background. We're going to play a clip of the song True Faith. I'm sure you've heard it, but like, I didn't know the name of the song, so you're probably like, what is this? But everybody knows this song, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so he would upload picture, like these photo slide, what's the word I'm looking for? These photo slideshows with all of his fake ass Photoshop pictures to that song.
Why do the psychos ruin good things for everyone else?
He ruins a lot.
This guy does too?
Yeah.
New Kids on the Block? Because
Not that,
that's
no.
the last thing I have. You realize that.
He would also make up a ton of sock puppet accounts, which are essentially like fake social media accounts. So fake Facebook profiles, all that.
When sock puppets?
Sock puppet accounts. Yeah.
As opposed to like catfish.
Yeah. I guess they're called sock puppet accounts.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know that either. I had to look it up. And he would actually make all kinds of profiles to comment on these fan pages and also like interact with these sock puppet accounts that he created. So he had like this whole online catfishing ring going on.
This freaking guy.
And you want to know some of the comments that he made about himself? He said that he was dating Paris Hilton. He said he's the cousin of River Phoenix, that he's dating Madonna, which I just talked about. And he would also say that he was the cousin of Freddie Prinze Jr. So like crazy, off the wall shit. And he just kept getting more and more unhinged. Because remember, he also has paranoid schizophrenia, and at this point it's untreated. That's not
good.
Not good. No. In December of 2010, a video began to circulate on the internet entitled One Boy, Two Kittens. In this video, the song Happy Xmas, War is Over by John Lennon is playing in the background. You see someone petting these two adorable little kittens. Then you see a man in a hoodie pick up one of the kittens and place it into a vacuum sealed bag. He takes the other kitten, also puts it in the vacuum sealed bag. He then attaches a vacuum hose to the bag and then sucks the air out of the bag, ultimately killing both of the kittens. All of this is recorded.
This guy needs to be put. Is he alive still?
Yes.
Okay. We all know what we need to do to him, right?
Yeah. This video went viral and it made people fucking angry, understandably so. Because what do they say is rule 1 of the internet? Don't fuck with cats.
Don't fuck with cats
Yes.
or dogs or animals.
Yep. People were so angry that someone actually created an entire Facebook page called Find the Kitten Vacuumer. And what this group essentially was a group of very dedicated web sleuths who were dead set on finding out the identity of this man because they wanted to bring him to justice. Because people don't like when you fuck with cats.
Listen, what did we say earlier? Don't fuck with cats.
Don't fuck with cats.
with dogs.
Yep.
Don't fuck with animals. And I have to add one more.
Kids?
Don't fuck with Christina. She will.
True story.
Listen.
But the videos didn't stop with One Boy, Two Kittens. They kept coming. He also uploaded videos of himself playing with the dead kittens. He uploaded videos of the kittens in his freezer. He uploaded a video of a kitten being fed to a python and also a video of a kitten being tied to a broomstick and repeatedly lowered into a bathtub full of water until the cat drowns. Really, really disturbing shit.
Nope.
One of the accounts that posted a death video was named Leslie Ann Downey, who was a child who was murdered by British serial killer couple Ian Brady and Myra Hindley, which is another nod to the Paul and Carla episodes, because if you remember, when Carla was in prison, she became obsessed with the Moores murders, which were committed by Ian Brady and Myra Hindley.
I remember that.
Side note, I'm really starting to wonder with all of these connections if I should do Ian and Myra next.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, Ian and Myra, that would be like a 2 or 3 parter. So if you guys want to hear it though, leave us a comment. I'll do it.
I would like to.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I will. But anywho, the web sleuths were going absolutely nuts. They were doing everything they could to try to find this guy. They were going through all of his uploaded videos. They were going through all of his photos. They were trying to identify items in the room so they could potentially figure out his location. And they went to huge lengths. They would search bedspreads, vacuums, cigarette packets, light sockets, everything they saw in these videos that they would research to try to find out like what part of the world he was in. Because you can't really like report an online video because where are you going to report it to if you don't know where it took place, you know? But yeah, if you want to do a deep dive into how the people in the Facebook group tried to locate the identity of this guy, I highly recommend watching the Netflix documentary that's called Don't Fuck with Cats. It's a great documentary. It's a very long and convoluted story, but they eventually do figure out that Luka Magnotta is the person in the cat killing videos. So they found out who it was. They found out that he was from Canada, and they do report it. This brings Luka attention, obviously.
Yeah.
And Luka is interviewed by a news reporter who asks him if he was the infamous internet kitten killer, to which, of course, he denies this. He also says he's been getting death threats because of the rumors. So he says the same thing about the Karla Homolka stuff. That's like one of his favorite phrases. I'm getting death threats. Luka then begins to taunt this group of web sleuths, and he starts doing things like emailing them under the name John Kilbride, which was also a child who was murdered by Ian Brady, and Myra Hindley. He actually figured out the identity of one of the web sleuths in the group and sent her a video of her workplace, which is fucking creepy.
Ew.
Yeah. So she lived in Vegas at the time, and she like worked for a casino, and he found out where she worked and posted a video, like sent her a video of her workplace. How fucking creepy is that?
That's next level.
Mm-hmm. So that led her to freak the fuck out. And this was starting to get serious, and also it was starting to get scary because now it's personal to them. The main thing that these web sleuths were concerned about was that this would continue to escalate, because one of the trademarks of a serial killer is violence towards animals, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And they usually graduate to human victims. So they figured that one day they were going to open up their laptops and find a video of this guy not killing animals, but killing an actual human being. Yep. And they were right to fear this, because on May 25, 2012, the video One Lunatic, One Icepick was uploaded to the internet website bestgore.com. If you know, you know.
I don't know, and I'm okay with it.
Bestgore was a really foul website that would essentially, it was just videos of people dying pretty much, and just horrific accidents, and yeah.
Gross.
Yep. So in this video, and I would not suggest watching it because it's fucking awful. It's bad. I'm going to explain it the best I can because I did watch it, so you guys don't have to. And it's not an easy watch. But anyway, in this video, the New Order song True Faith, the one that you just played, is playing in the background. Yep. And actually, this is also a nod to the Paul and Carla series, because the song playing in the background is actually the song that plays in the opening scene in American Psycho. When they're in the club and Patrick Bateman's like, "You're a fucking ugly bitch. I want to stab you to death and play around with your blood." That's the song that's playing in the background. But yeah, Paul and Carla were obsessed with Patrick Bateman and also the book and movie American Psycho. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is all linked, which is really fucking weird. And again, Luka also picked that song for his photo slideshows on YouTube. So it's kind of like he was leaving breadcrumbs too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In the video, you see a bed with the body of a nude male lying in the bed. And above the bed is a Casablanca movie poster. Another man comes into frame and begins repeatedly stabbing the body on the bed with what appears to be an ice pick. He stabs the body over and over and over with both this ice pick and also a kitchen knife. He then gets a fork, cuts off a piece of flesh from the buttocks, and engages in cannibalism. But he doesn't stop there. He then feeds some of the body to a dog that is also in the room. He then engages in necrophilia and uses the severed hand to pleasure himself.
Stop.
The video that was uploaded to Bestgore was approximately 11 minutes long. Police did confirm that there was even more footage of all this that I guess wasn't uploaded, and it was bad. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it had to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point in the video, it cuts to him putting the severed head in a bathtub and like spinning it around.
Stop.
Yeah. Despite the website being Bestgore, it was even too much for people that viewed it.
Well,
like
I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people are probably logging on there to be like a little bit cryptic or a little bit like, you know.
Because a lot of it was like they would post footage of like the aftermath of fatal car accidents and stuff like that, or cartel videos. But when this was uploaded, people were like, what in the actual fuck? Like, there is a head spinning around in a bathtub.
Yeah,
this is okay. Fucked. Yeah. So yeah, people were really disturbed by it. So much so that people actually called into various police departments to report the video. The video, it went viral and it made its way to the group of web sleuths that were immediately like, that's Luka. that's Luka, because they had been following this guy for months. They knew the song in the background. Like, they could recognize furniture in the room and all that. They were like, that's him. Like, and he's doing exactly what we said he was going to do. Now he's killing humans. Like, thanks for not fucking listening to us.
You've been warned.
Yep. These reports, however, were, of course, not taken seriously by law enforcement. So, there's that. A couple of days after, a janitor working at Luka's apartment building in Montreal found a locked suitcase by the trash that was ready to go out. He noticed that there were maggots all over it, and he got curious and opened it up.
Never.
Well, he thought that maybe somebody put, like, a dead animal in there. I don't know. Don't ever do that. Like, just...
Nope. Call the cops and walk away.
Yep. When the janitor saw what was inside, he knew he needed to contact the police. So the police got there, and they said that the smell was absolutely ungodly. Like, they had never smelled anything like it in their entire lives. There were worms, flies, and maggots everywhere. They open up the suitcase and discover the human torso of a white male. Next to the suitcase, there were approximately 30 bags of trash and a brown red substance leaking out from under the bags that was like dripping down.
Oh.
Yeah. Police went through every single bag and found the following: blood-stained blankets, the identification card and mail with Luka Magnotta's name on it, clothing, a screwdriver that had been painted silver to look like an ice pick, a kitchen knife with flesh still on it, a saw, human legs and arms, a poster for the movie Casablanca, which was covered in blood spatter, and a dead puppy. Yeah. So that puppy that Luka fed flesh from the video, he killed it.
I hate this guy.
Yep. Now, police originally thought that the victim was Luka Magnotta because they found the torso of a white male. Luka's a white male. They found Luka's ID, bills, mail with his name on them. So they thought that it was him.
Yeah.
They thought it was his body. So from the mail that's in Luka's name in the trash, they get the address of the apartment and they immediately go to apartment 208 to check things out. Surprisingly, the apartment appeared very clean on the surface, but this also alerted them that something may be a little off because they smelled heavy chemical cleaners, which usually means some shit has been cleaned up, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you have ants.
or you have ants. So they begin the process of obtaining a search warrant. In the meantime, police were able to get the surveillance footage from the apartment complex, which includes the entrance of the building, inside the lobby, as well as the basement trash area. They decided to start with the footage of the trash area so they could see who put that suitcase out for the trash. And they see a white male in his early 20s continuously going back and forth, making trips to the trash can around 2 a.m. So, of course, this is really fucking odd. So, police have the arms, legs, and torso of a white male, but they are missing the hands, both feet, and the head. On the morning of May 29, 2012, 4 days after the video was uploaded to Best Gore, a package was received at the national headquarters for the Conservative Party of Canada, which had a very foul odor emitting from it. It was also stained with what appeared to be blood. The package was opened and it contained a severed foot. Inside the box was also a note that read, "Roses are red, violets are blue. They will need dental records to identify you, bitch." But, yeah, it wasn't just the Conservative Party that was targeted. The Liberal Party also received a severed hand in the mail. So just to put that into perspective, a body part was sent to the headquarters of the Canadian Prime Minister.
Oh.
Like even Justin Trudeau, because I don't think he was Prime Minister at the time, but there's an interview that Justin Trudeau does where he's talking about it. So this is fucking huge. This is a big deal.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's To send one to each party, too?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yep. So investigators are able to track the packages, and they obtain surveillance footage from the post office to see who mailed these packages. And when they see the footage, they find that it's the same person that was seen dumping all the trash bags in the basement of the apartment complex. So at this point, they know that this person is not their victim, but is in fact their suspect. So now they have to put the pieces together working backwards. Who's their victim? How did they meet? What led to this? And to their surprise, the murder was videotaped. Because at this point, the police put 2 and 2 together and determined that this viral video, one Lunatic, one Icepick, was in fact the murder that they were investigating. And even worse, they were able to retrieve a longer cut of the video, again, which included Luka playing around with the head and stuff like that. Seeing the head put a face to the victim, and they were able to see that the victim was an Asian man. So now they had a little bit more to work with in terms of finding out who the victim was. Investigators continued poring over the surveillance footage of the apartment complex, and they see Luka walking into the apartment complex with an Asian man who appears to be like in his late 20s, early 30s, who's wearing a distinct yellow t-shirt. Luka then goes up to the apartment with this man, and then the man's never seen again.
I wonder why.
Yeah. You then see Luka going back and forth to the downstairs garbage area hauling trash bags. While he is doing this, he was actually wearing the victim's yellow t-shirt.
Stop.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass.
So at this point, they were like, this is our guy. Luka Magnotta is our guy. One thing that really stuck out to me was that in this surveillance video, because it's online, you can watch it, Luka is seen repeatedly checking himself out in the mirror, like stopping and fixing his hair and posing, even after he commits this murder.
For the cameras, because he knows they're all watching.
Yep.
What a loony bin.
Investigators searched through missing person reports in the area, and a match for an Asian man matching the age frame was found. 33-year-old June Lin. And June Lin was an undergrad student from China who had moved to Montreal to study computer science and engineering. There's not that much information available regarding June Lin, but friends have called him very shy and reserved. One of the reasons why he was so reserved was that he was not openly gay. He did not want to disappoint his parents, so he kept his sexuality hidden from them. He was actually excited to move to Canada because homosexuality is more accepted there. He was hardworking, he was kind, he was caring, and he loved his cat as if it were his child. Yeah.
See.
I know. It's said that his eagerness to find friends led him to the Craigslist personals, where he ultimately came into contact with Luka Magnotta. Friends and coworkers reported him missing when he did not show up for work. Police went to the apartment of June Lin to obtain items to test for DNA because they needed to confirm that the body parts were indeed June Lin. At this point, word started circulating to June Lin's circle of friends that a video was on the internet.
Oh, no.
One of June Lin's friends actually found the video and watched it and was able to identify from the severed head featured in the video that it was indeed his friend, June Lin.
That hurts my heart for that friend and for him.
Can you imagine seeing a video of your friend's severed head being spun around in a bathtub?
No.
How the fuck do you mentally recover from that? It makes me want to cry.
I mean...
And this guy that he's friends with, that was his ex-boyfriend. They were in a relationship together.
Oh, no.
And June Lin had broken up with him because his parents were putting so much pressure on him to get married. And he actually broke up with him, but wanted to be his friend because he was like, we can't be together because I can't be gay.
Yeah. That breaks my heart, too.
Investigators continue to piece everything together, and they find that Luka had actually put an ad on Craigslist looking for a, quote, hot, sexy guy to make a video with. June Lin responded to the ad, and that's how the two met each other. Once a search warrant was executed on Luka's apartment, investigators were able to go in, and they immediately knew that this was the crime scene. Even though Luka had extensively cleaned the apartment, once they turned the lights out and sprayed that luminol, the entire place lit up like a Christmas tree.
I'm sure it did.
Yep. Actually, the lead detective said that it, quote, lit up like a discotheque. She's in the documentary Don't Fuck with Cats, and I'm like obsessed with her accent. You guys have to watch it. She has like the best accent ever. It's like that French Canadian accent, and she calls him like Luka Magnotta. And I'm like, oh,
You're so cute.
but I also want to be like, please don't say his name that beautifully because he doesn't deserve it.
No, he doesn't. What a dick.
And it's so sad. Like she cries in that documentary when she discusses like viewing the video, because she had to view that video.
Probably more than once, too.
Probably, yeah. Definitely watch that documentary, you guys. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Also found in the apartment, scribbled on the wall in a closet, were the words, "If you don't like the reflection, don't look in the mirror. I don't care."
Weird.
But again, Luka's also schizophrenic. About 2 weeks after the One Lunatic, One Icepick video had been uploaded to the internet, boxes containing even more body parts were received at 2 Canadian elementary schools.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. He mailed them to elementary schools. He's disgusting. So at this point, the manhunt is on for Luka Magnotta, and an arrest warrant is issued, but no one knows where the fuck he is until he was seen on airport surveillance in Montreal.
Oh, shit.
And he's wearing a black wig and a Mickey Mouse shirt, and he's boarding a plane to Paris, which coincidentally is referenced in the movie Casablanca that Luka's so obsessed with. Remember that Casablanca poster? Mm-hmm. And the quote from that movie is, "We'll always have Paris." And that's where he fled to, Paris.
This freaking asshole.
Yeah. The movie references get real crazy in a little bit. You just wait.
They already have.
It's going to get real crazy. Like, you're going to be like, oh my God. Undercover detectives attempt to intercept him at the airport when he lands, but they're too late, and Luka is able to get into a taxi and leave the airport. They find out where the taxi driver dropped Luka off. They head to that hotel, but he isn't there. So what he did was he checked in, he rented a room under his own name, and then he left without staying there. So he deliberately did this to throw the police off. So he's always one step ahead.
He knew.
Yes.
Damn.
He's very cunning. He's very cunning.
Very cunty.
That too. He's also very cunty. So the police continue this cat and mouse game, tracing Luka to several hotels, but each time they arrive, he's not there. But on June 4th, 2012, investigators finally got their break in the case when an employee at an internet cafe in Berlin, Germany, recognized Luka Magnotta entering the cafe where Luka had come to use an internet booth. Apparently they do that in other countries. Like, you can like rent internet time.
Yeah, when I was in Australia, we had to, I don't know if they still do it nowadays.
Yeah.
Because this was a million years ago.
Yeah.
But we either had to use the internet on campus or find an internet cafe.
Interesting.
To like email home or do whatever.
Huh. I just thought it was crazy that he actually made it to Germany.
That's insane.
Isn't that weird?
And it was a worker at an internet cafe that recognized him. No one else. No one else on a bus or train or.
I think it's because Luka, if you look up pictures of him online, he's kind of like Ted Bundy in the fact that he can make himself look very different. And he was doing things like wearing wigs. So, I mean, he would dye his hair. Like, it's just kind of generic looking. You could do different things with your looks and people won't recognize you.
You white, you Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
If you know, you know.
If you don't, watch the movie. What movie was that?
Team America.
No, but what was the one where he said, "You white, you Matt Damon"?
Oh my God, I don't know.
It had, oh my God, now I gotta look it up because that was a great freaking movie.
You white, you Matt Damon. But also, did you ever see Team America? Did you ever see him? Yeah. Yeah, Team America.
Fuck yeah. Time to
America, fuck yeah, coming in to save the motherfucking day, yeah. Remember the song? Freedom isn't free. It costs a heavy fucking fee.
I just remember the throw up scene where it's just
no, it just keeps coming and coming, and the music like keeps like crescendoing, and oh god, that movie is something. But yeah, I mean, like, not to put down white men, but y'all just, some of you have that ability to just, I don't know, like, you can grow a beard and look totally different, right?
Yeah.
There's men where if they shave their beard off, I don't even fucking recognize them.
Role models.
I've never seen that movie.
Stop.
So he says, you white, you Matt Damon?
He's like, you white, you Matt Damon, or something like that. Oh, wait, you white, you Ben Affleck. Not Matt Damon. Close enough.
But I was going to say same difference because they're both like the same person.
Yeah.
So.
I digress. I apologize. My apologies.
But yeah, the guy who worked in the internet cafe, he actually was like kind of like a true crime news kind of guy. So he knew what was going on. So when Luka walked in, he like knew it was him, but he acted like he didn't because he was like, I'm going to keep this motherfucker here, which is so smart.
Could you imagine if one of us like saw somebody that we knew was wanted or something? Oh my God, we would lose our shit.
I really would lose my shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Crazy. So he calls the police, and like this entire group of these badass buff German we don't fuck around police officers show up. There is actually footage of this, and it's fucking amazing. You see all of these German police officers coming in.
Can you link it? Because I want to see it.
Yes, I will absolutely link it. It's awesome. They go into this internet cafe and they arrest Luka while he was Googling himself.
Of course he was. This fucker.
So Luka was caught at an internet cafe Googling himself. In the end, vanity was his downfall. His only reaction to the police was, "You got me."
Fucking stupid. You got me.
You got me.
Every time I get pulled over by a cop, that's what I go, you got me. I was speeding. Here's my license.
That's what Luka said. You got me. Yep. Luka was then extradited from Germany to Canada, and he was placed on a Canadian Air Force plane because not only did they not want to risk the well-being of the public with Luka being on a commercial flight, but also because all commercial flights flat out refused to allow Luka on their planes. They were like, fuck no.
I wouldn't want to ride on a plane with him, whether he was bound or not.
No, he's fucking dangerous. The trial of Luka Magnotta began on September 29, 2014, and Luka was facing charges of murder in the first, committing an indignity to a body, publishing and distributing obscene material, and criminally harassing members of parliament.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, right? Luka pled not guilty, using the defense that not only was he mentally ill, but that he actually was a victim in all this.
Of Paul Bernardo and Carla.
Oh no.
Whatever her name is.
Oh no. Wait for this. Luka claims that through his time as a male escort, he met a client named Emmanuel Manny Lopez, who essentially stalked him and forced Luka into making these animal and human snuff films and would then threaten him if he didn't deliver. I mean, this is all bullshit, of course.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But his mother is adamant that this elusive Manny guy is the mastermind and the real perpetrator here.
You know Manny's his alter ego. Oh, shit. Are you getting... I'm sorry.
It. Nope. You're fine. Wait for it. I had to chuckle at this because it reminded me of Casey Anthony and her like Zanny the Nanny defense. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll do an episode on Little Miss Casey Anthony at some point. I think I'm going to do it on Mother's Day. I think I'm going to do our Mother's Day episode on Casey Anthony. Mother of the Year, right?
So did you see, I'm sorry to digress. Did you see in the news, somebody had made up a thing that Casey Anthony had started her own daycare?
Yes, I saw that, and people were flipping the fuck out, but it was satire.
It was not real. Yeah. But can
you imagine?
No, I shouldn't laugh at stuff like that. But to me, I was like that.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to because it's like,
Yeah.
you either laugh or you cry, you know? And she's got a TikTok and everything. Like, she's trying to come out, like, for children's rights and all that. Like, fuck off.
Oh, this fucking bitch. I can't.
But anyway, yeah, during Casey Anthony's trial, Casey blamed the kidnapping and murder of her daughter Kaylee on a fictional woman by the name of Zanny, who was Kaylee's nanny. Needless to say, just like Zanny the nanny, no evidence of the existence of this Manny character was ever uncovered. And that's because he's a mere figment of Luka's imagination. The weird thing about this is that for years, Luka meticulously set up this Manny defense.
Oh.
And he would do this by going into an attorney's office. So he got an attorney who looked like Michael Douglas, by the way. And he actually, that was his first comment to him. He was like, "You look a lot like Michael Douglas."
And he was like, "You look a lot like a asshole."
Well, remember that. Remember the Michael Douglas reference. So he went to this attorney, and he would also check into hospitals with these injuries that he stated were inflicted by this Manny person. Again, there's absolutely zero evidence of Manny ever existing, and investigators believe that Luka was laying down the groundwork for a defense prior to the murder because Luka is cunning as fuck.
Wow.
This is really going to blow your mind.
Shit.
It was later discovered that Luka's favorite movie was Basic Instinct with Sharon Stone and also Michael Douglas. And if you've never seen Basic Instinct, Sharon Stone's character kills her lover on a bed with an ice pick. The murder weapon Luka used was a screwdriver painted to look like an ice pick. The video was titled "One Lunatic, One Ice Pick." Sharon Stone's ex-boyfriend in the movie Basic Instinct is named Manny Vasquez.
Stop. Wow. I can't.
Phone records matched up to Luka's accounts of this Manny person proved that no calls were ever made or received to this man at all. Manny never existed. One of the problems during trial was proving premeditation. But it's important to note that Luka had been posting on random forums asking about where he could view the video One Lunatic, One Ice Pick weeks before the video was actually posted. And what he was trying to do was he was trying to drum up excitement over this video.
Wow.
For when he did post it.
Marketing before marketing.
Exactly. Yep. He wanted people to go looking for this video before it even existed. The video was posted a day after he murdered June Lin. And if this doesn't prove premeditation, I don't know what does.
I mean, that's 1,000%.
Yes. Yep.
He just had to find a victim.
Yep, exactly. The trial lasted 3 months, and several psychologists were brought in to testify. Luka was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, paranoid schizophrenia, and paraphilia. And I had to do some research on paraphilia because I actually didn't really know what that even meant. And apparently, paraphilia is just a generalized sexual disorder that has many manifestations. So examples of paraphilia would be sexual arousal from inanimate objects, pedophilia, sadism, so arousal from inflicting pain on someone.
Okay.
Coprophilia, which is sexual arousal from fecal matter, and necrophilia. And I'm sure y'all know what that is.
Yes.
The jury deliberated for 8 days before returning a guilty verdict. Luka Magnotta was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole in 25 years, as well as 19 years in prison for the other charges. Interesting side note. The creator of the website bestscore.com, which is a Canadian website, by the way. Isn't that crazy?
Listen, I'm starting to doubt Canada. Like, I'm starting to think maybe they've been playing us this whole time.
That blew my mind. I was like, yeah. But anyway, the creator of the website, a man by the name of Mark Merrick, was actually charged with corrupting public morals by hosting the video One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. He was subsequently sentenced to a 6-month conditional sentence from the Crown. And I had to look this up as well because, I'm not familiar with the Canadian legal system.
Yeah.
And what this essentially is parole / house arrest. Okay. So no jail time. But again, this is Canada, and their judicial system is a lot more forgiving than the American judicial system. Best Gore was ultimately shut down in 2020, so just 5 years ago, which is crazy to me too. Like just 5 years ago, it was still around.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Luka Magnotta is now 41 years old, and after being confined in a maximum security prison for over a decade, he now currently resides in a minimum security prison.
No.
He will be eligible for day parole on June 4th, 2034, and full parole on June 4th, 2037. Do I think he will be released? Probably not. But this is Canada, and what do I know? I'm just some bitch.
Some bitch. If he is released, we got problems.
They can't release him.
There's no way.
They can't.
I mean, even if they put him in like a mental facility for all of his like mental stuff or get his meds right.
He's
like,
still dangerous. He's still so fucking dangerous.
I can't.
But yeah, that's the story of Luka Rocco Magnotta.
Thanks. I hated it.
You're welcome.
Shoot.
It's just so weird how it all tied in, though.
That is weird.
I don't.
Were you looking up like?
I was like thinking of ideas to do, and my sister was like, "Why don't you do the guy that like ate the dude's butt?" And I was like, "Who are you talking about?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah," because I had told her about that case, and she thought it was really fucked up, and she was like, "Yeah, do that one." So I started, like coming up with the research and the script and everything, and then I was like, "Holy fuck!" I had forgotten like how many parallels there was to like Paul and Carla. And, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I think next I'm gonna do Ian Brady and Myra Hindley.
Do it.
That's gonna be real rough.
I'm still working on the one I've been working on for 3 weeks, and I've only got 3 pages done.
It's okay. Shit happens.
Does it though? It's because I've been busy at work, and Mondays are typically the day that I do it, and we've been busy.
It's okay. I mean, we are still like working women,
True. True.
We need to make this like, we need more followers so we can make it a career. So then we can just bring content to you guys all the time, which is what I would love to do.
I'm going to start doing more TikToks and stuff behind the bar, like little mini things.
Yeah. I mean, I think people really liked that one that you did. It was like the chocolate cake shot?
German chocolate cake. Have you ever had one of them?
No, I haven't.
It's so deceiving because it
looks like a lemon drop or something.
It does.
But then it tastes like
a German chocolate cake.
Interesting.
So I got something with the citrus. So you put a piece of lemon in sugar, right? You sugarcoat a slice of lemon. Mm-hmm. All it is citrus vodka and frangelica, which is a hazelnut liqueur, and you mix them together, but you lick the sugar off, do the shot, and then bite the lemon, and the combo of it.
What? It tastes like German chocolate cake?
Yes. And there were a couple that commented that they use like vanilla vodka in theirs instead. And I imagine if you did that, you wouldn't need the lemon, but I'm going to try that too.
I don't understand how the lemon works like that. So I am intrigued and I want to try that.
I mean, I will make you a shot anytime.
Yay!
You know this already, girl. I'll teach you how to bartend.
I would love to. I don't know if I have the patience to learn new things at this point, though.
It's very easy.
I'm old.
I mean, honestly, you don't have to learn anything. You literally just throw stuff in a shaker and shake it.
It sounds like a lot of work.
It's not.
Anywho.
I'm still coloring over here. I'll post a picture of the kitten.
She's drawing a kitten in, I guess, in memory of the kittens that were lost at the hands of Luka Magnotta, who was such a fucking piece of shit.
I hate him.
He's gross. Ugh. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Yeah, go over to Spotify, give us a 5-star review, go on iTunes, go on Apple Podcasts, give us a rating. That's a good one. Just help us out.
YouTube,
please.
TikTok, Facebook, all
it makes us happy. It makes us smile when we see a positive review.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it. All right, guys.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday, but don't be one. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.